doing my MBA some 18, 19 years back, and I still remember the Philip Kotler example. It says that when a client comes to buy a drilling machine from a hardware store, he's not buying a machine, he's buying a hole. He's not looking for the drilling machine. He's buying a hole. This drilling machine should be able to make a hole, and it should not damage my wall. It should not damage the plaster. So let me give you another example. When you go buy a car, what does the salesman tell you? That it will take you from destination A to destination B? Is this the only thing that it pitches? Because that's what the car does. You have to go from Andheri, you have to go to say Bandra. You need a car, the car will take you. You should know how to drive it. But what does it sell you? Safety. Sir, इसमें तो आपको एयर बैग्स मिलेंगे, 8 एयर बैग्स मिलेंगे, एयर कंडीशनर, म्यूजिक सिस्टम सर देखो स्पीकर इसका लगा हुआ है. Now, why is he selling all of this to you? Now, that's not the basic purpose of the car. The basic purpose of that vehicle is to transport, right, from here to there. Why he's selling all this to you? Why is saying that this car is safe and secure, gives you a great mileage, air conditioner is fine, look at the comfort, you can recline, you can do this, look at the look at the speakers, this is Bose, this is that. He's trying to sell you everything because he wants to sell you that experience. That sit in the car and then you will enjoy. You know, when I bought my first car, then I was thinking, you know, and this is a 8 lakh rupee car. Why will somebody invest 70, 80 lakh rupees in a car? Like at the end of the day, the car is also doing the same thing. I'm also traveling, you're also traveling. But why would you spend 70 lakh rupees for the same thing? It doesn't make a difference. I reach, you know, from Andheri to Bandra in a Santro, you reach, it's the same. But the 70 lakhs that you spend is for that comfort that you get. You don't get to hear the noise. You don't get to go through the bumps like everybody else is going. It has got some great suspension. Now that's what you pay for. So you have to, and we keep saying this, you have to sell a dream. You know, I'll give you my example again of financial services. So what we say, you give me money, 20 years down the line, I'll return it back to you. Or 10 years down the line, I'll return back to you. Why? Now you will not have money available at that point of time. I don't know whether you will be working, not working. You will need money. So I'm selling hope. I'm not selling anything tangible right now. Social media business that you are into is not tangible. You can't feel it. You can't touch it. And that's where I said it's very important that you understand and you choose the words rightly, because this is not something that he's going to measure. Acha kitna paisa aaya, acha kitne likes mile. You can't do that. And all of that can be managed. So what you sell and what you talk about is the experience that he is going to create for himself. And that's where, you know, you'll have to write down what is going to be my sales script, why he should go for it, why it is important in these times, how the reach of an individual is very, very important, why it is important for him to be known as a public figure, as a personality. How does it help establish his own brand? So there is a brand called Lux. There is a brand called Philips. What is the brand you? How are you working on building the brand you? How is that you are building yourself? And to build a brand like Hindustan Lever has got so many people who work to build the brand Lux. And Lux is like, you know, it's all beauty, Bollywood and all of that. So what is your brand? What do you stand for? And there are some names which you can, you know, quickly think like Nike, just do it. So what is that you are known for? Sometimes it's the other way around, sir. For example, if I sit with you and tell you that, you know, and I keep saying this to my team and always, don't leave people to guess about you. That what is that you stand for? Tell them. Everybody is honest, everybody is hardworking, everybody is sincere. Now, these are not the traits that you talk about. You talk about saying that I am great orator. I am great in analytics. I analyze things, data very, very fast. I'm great at relationship management. I'm great at taking things to the next level, turnaround champion. Now, these are some 5 traits, 6 traits that you have. Sir, how are you marketing these traits? Do you want to stand for these? If somebody is looking for somebody who can turn around, somebody who is great at relationship management, should he not reach out to you? But they don't know you. They don't know about you. So can I help you build that brand? This platform is going to build the brand that you are. And that's it may not give you returns. It may give you returns, but at the end of the day, you know what you stand for and you can further build on it. And it's a never ending journey. If I do this for 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, I should get the return. I don't know, because Lux is a brand forever, and they keep making the investments year after year after year. So it's very important that you understand that what kind of psyche my customers have, and therefore what should I try to talk about. And this is not tangible. He can't feel it. He can't see it. He can't measure it. But at the same time, he has to believe in it, that this is a journey. This is something which is not going to end today, tomorrow, and give me some outstanding results. Yeah. So that's very, very important to understand that this is a journey which is going to help you become the brand, the person, the personality, the public figure that you always wanted to become. And that's the journey is all about. That's what this journey is all about, right? First and foremost, I'll give you an example again. So a Mercedes-Benz, who's an ideal buyer? A Ferrari, who's an ideal buyer? How many Ferraris do you want to sell in the country? How many Mercedes-Benz do you want to sell in the country? So first identify my price point. And if somebody has to shell out 1.5 lakh rupee per month, he has to earn 10 lakh rupees per month, right? A guy earning 2 lakh rupees will not give you 1.5 lakh rupees. Now, who is the target audience that you're talking to and reaching out to? That is where the difference is. If 1.5 lakh rupee, and as you said, you have a rich database, you will have to make this by invitation only. It's something like that. It's very exclusive. It's not open for all. You need 5 clients. That's it. But the guy has to earn 10 lakh rupees, has the aspiration to make it big. He's a senior manager. He's struggling to make it big in life, and he wants to use social media. Maybe social media is the platform for him, but you are not the company for him because your charges are different. So there are many cars in the market. You can go and buy a Maruti. You can buy a Nano. But if you want to buy a Mercedes, and that's also a car that also transports you from destination A to destination B, but that comes with a price because it has got 5 other benefits. It has got the, a very, very powerful line that I heard, and you will come across some saying, no, I don't want to spend so much, and look at the other company and they're willing to do. I was sharing this, that I called up the Mercedes guy saying that your steering wheel is very, very, tight and it's not as smooth as an Audi. He said, sir, I don't want to comment on any other brand. Period. End of conversation. My steering is this. These are my benefits. These are why people buy Mercedes. It's for the logo. It's for the brand. It's for the name. Do you think we will do anything wrong? I don't care what the others and other competition or the companies are doing. So what do I stand for? Who are my 5 clients? Who are the people who are going to buy? That's it. It's over. Operate in that market. And for that, you will have to, and I'm sure, as you said, that you have a very rich database of your clients, utilize those names, see who can afford you. Because I also understand that there is a retail sales model, which is like everybody come and take my product. And there is a very niche kind of a product segment that you create for yourself. You are not retail. Because once you do this, you will put your heart and soul and everything to build the person's social media. Imagine if you have 100 clients coming to you. Will you be able to do that? 100 clients mean 100 customer complaints. Do you want to afford that? Do you want to get into that kind of a mode? 5 clients, top-notch clients, but I want to make it big for them. And they want to do it. They're willing to pay that kind of a money for it. But if I get retail, 100 clients in social media, I am telling you it will not be possible because you are not just a social media company. So be very particular about what you are asking. Get onboarded people who really see the value in your service. You go to a normal Kirana store, people haggle there. and say ये 10 रुपए की इस पे छूट दो. You go to a 5 star और 480 रुपए की वो चाय ला के देता है, कुछ नहीं बोलते हैं, जीएसटी के साथ पे करके वापस आ जाते हैं. Why don't we haggle in a 5 star for a coffee or a tea price? Because we know this is what I'm paying for the total place, location, ambience, service, everything put together. So you also have to position yourself as a brand that is not retail, but a very classy kind of a boutique firm which deals in just 5 clients in a year. And that's where the differentiator will lie, and that will create that impact. So I want to make you win. For that, you will have to meet me at the starting race. And people who have made it are the ones that you should be working, because they need that one push, and they will. And I'll give you one example that I keep using in my own personal this thing. In corporate, there is a time till which you, and there is an age till which you can work, right? And there are junior management, entry level, junior management, middle management, senior management, and then you are at the top. Now there is an age band. If you haven't made it to that level before that age, forget it, you will not make it. A lot of companies have an age criteria. Beyond this age, they will not hire at a CXO level. So if you haven't made it, that is the client that you should draw, because even if you put that effort, he gives you the money and he's desperate. It's like the doctor said, paise ki chinta mat karo, bacha lo. Nahi bacha sakte, it's gone. Your 6 pegs a day has damaged your liver. Now you're giving me 20 lakh rupees for an operation which is going to cost 2 lakhs, and you're telling me save me. I can't. Medical science can't help you. You should have controlled your liquor consumption. So you have to understand which client will make it. If he's 46 and is chief manager in a company, but he really wants to make it big and he wants to hire you, don't touch him. Because at 46, if he's not a CXO, he will not be able to hit that. So what you also understand, that which client should be the ideal client for my company, because it's not just his reputation at stake, but my reputation is also at stake. And therefore I don't want to get people onboarded who are not kind of capable enough to make it big. So that classification is required.